Welcome to my channel. Today I will introduce you the bestseller book, The Name. A good leader only does this. Tips for how to live for subordinates to start moving by themselves. Many of the busy leaders may be worried that they will not have time for management. However, that problem can be solved simply by changing the point at which you do your best. All you must do is leave the work to your subordinates. However, it's not just a matter of leaving the work to subordinates. That would be just letting go, and subordinates wouldn't grow, and they would just get frustrated. According to the author, the leader's worries can't be resolved unless the subordinates and the members are enjoying the challenging and feeling growth through their work and feeling exciting. This book summarizes how to solve the problem of busy leader with example. This content is wide-ranging, such as how to behave as a leader, how to motivate subordinates, and mechanisms to create a team that works hard. All of these are things the modern leader should keep in mind. Author Masayasu Iba, born in 1969, in 1991, he joined Recruit Group, a well-known company in Japan. He avoided becoming a leader, but he was appointed as a leader at some point, so he was reminded. At first, he suffered from not good at living, but by thoroughly observing the behavior of the leader who is doing well, he learned unique and effective how to live. As a result, he received 4 national top awards each year in both the player and manager categories, a total of more than 40 in-house awards. He has also held important posts such as CEO of From A Career, seller11, a famous company in Japan. This book has several very important points. Firstly, many playing managers are not getting enough management time as work style reforms aim to reduce work hours. Key point 2. A leader who is busy work should think not how fast, but how to leave the work to his/her subordinates. Key point 3. To motivate subordinates, it's necessary to provide growth opportunity for them. To create growth opportunities for your subordinates, you should follow the law of motivation. It's also important to set clear goals that will be reached soon. Change points to work hard. Trust and entrust your subordinates. In 2017, a fact-finding survey on section chiefs of listed companies was conducted in Japan. According to the report, about 60% of leaders in Japan answered that amount of work has increased compared to 3 years ago. In Japan, while work hours are shortening due to the influence of work style reform, leaders are busy with work as players and are not able to take enough time to manage team members. Therefore, what the leader should change is the point of the effort. Instead of how fast you do it, you shift to how you leave it to your subordinates. Check daily sales, check progress, educate newcomers. Think about whether you can leave these tasks to staff, subordinates, and people in other departments. You may be worried that leaving the work to someone will increase that person's burden, but don't worry. In training, the author often hears complaints from many subordinates. I want my boss to trust us more and let us do the work. And I think there is something we can do as a team. If you have subordinates or a colleague, you should actively rely on them. Let go of micromanagement. The the more responsible a boss is, the more likely she is to fall into micromanagement. In other words, it's a state in which they give too detailed instruction to their subordinates. However, when expressions such as please keep it and don't do it are used, the subordinate feel cramped. To let go of micromanagement, it's effective to focus your sense of responsibility on growing your subordinate rather than immediately. Then, pay attention to the self-determination of your subordinate and let them decide for themselves, thinking that mistakes can also be a fertilizer for one's own growth. Leaders want to be careful not to take away opportunity for their subordinates to grow. How to awaken your subordinates? Let your subordinates experience. If you want to be good at leading, you cannot just leave simple tasks. It can be said that you are good at entrusting only when you awaken your subordinates by entrusting them with work. It's no wonder that experienced leaders do everything faster. But that's not an investment in the future. They are to seal your own experience and let your subordinates do the work without fear of failure. That's the investment in the future. If the other person is a mid-career subordinate, try to take charge of a part of management. If the subordinate lacks a challenging spirit, gain a successful experience through a small challenging, and so on. Why don't you let them do it? However, when entrusting work, you should be aware of the maturity of your subordinates. You must teach newcomers how to do it in detail and let mid-career think for themselves. The most important thing is to ask any subordinate, how can you do it? Then the subordinate will consider it as own responsibility and work on it. That's all for this time. If there are many requests, I'd like to update this continuation. Thank you so much for watching my contents. See you next time.